Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Smacked Raw podcast, the exclusive recap show found at WrestlingNewsWorld.com and of course right here at YouTube.com/Smacked Raw podcast and pretty much everywhere else that podcasts are found. It's your host, like always, it's Kyle, was found with the Intercontinental Champion, the AJ Styles of podcast, and Sebastian. What is going on, my friend?
Dude, I'm tired. You go 45 minutes in the ring with a guy like Daniel Bryan, and sounds like you went for a war.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, what a match that was. What a match. You guys, we're a wrestling recap show, as we said in the intro. If this is your first time joining us, thank you so much. And make sure to check out all our shows, I guess. I don't know. Oh, yeah, the like and subscribe stuff. I was trying to think. I was like, what am I supposed to be plugging right now? If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Maybe hit that notification bell to see all of our latest episodes. Of course, if you're watching or listening to the podcast versions, leave those ratings and reviews. They all help out the show tremendously. And something else that helps us out is if you head over to Belts by Dan and go ahead, pick you up a handcrafted, authentic championship belt, whether it's for pro wrestling, MMA, boxing, pick you up one of those and let them know the SmackDown podcast sent you. It'll help us out dearly. We're going to be talking about SmackDown, which, Sebastian, surprisingly good.
Yeah, I thought tonight's show was really good.
Yeah, see, did you read any of the spoilers?
No, I avoid those things.
Okay. See,
I came to realize back when SmackDown was pre-taped all the time, you could read something and it sounded terrible on paper and it turned you off, then you go in and it ends up being decent. So I try to avoid them.
yeah, I read one of the spoilers, and I was like, dude, I really don't want to cover SmackDown. I was like, I'm gonna call out sick. Like Seb might have to go solo, or I bring Kevin on. It's like I'm really not looking forward to this. But then I said, you know what? It is what it is. And we've been doing this long enough. We've covered bad shows. Let's watch it. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. It ended up actually the spoiler ended up not being nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. And then the overall show had some really good stuff in it, man. Had some really good stuff. Really quick, before we get into the show, we have two more things to cover. Something that we're really excited to be affiliated with is this charity event. Synergy Pro Wrestling is back. They're teaming with WrestlingNewsWorld.com on Saturday, July 11th. Synergy and Wrestling News World join forces to present For the First Responders. It's a pro wrestling live stream supercard to benefit the American Nurses Foundation. Dude, the SmackDown podcast is so honored to be affiliated with this. You can tune in, order it today on Fight TV. All of the donations, or all of the like the super chats, the donations during the live stream are all going to go towards the American Nurses Foundation, of course, on their fight for battling, the COVID-19 crisis that's been going on. So it's been a great cause. I mean, it's the best of both worlds, man. You're enjoying pro wrestling pay-per-view, and you're giving back to a good cause. You can't really beat that, man. So tune in once again, July 11th for that. Hell yeah. What else was I going to plug? Oh, yeah. Before we start this show, we have a new show coming up, airing next Tuesday.
We going live?
Yeah, well, of course we're going to do that live. Hell yeah. I think we're going to pre-tape some, though, as well. But I think we're going live for the first one. But we're doing the SmackDown Game Night. It is a shameless ripoff of Wrestle Talks, or Parts Fun Known's Quizzle Mania. We thought it would be really fun to do this on a what would you call it? Like what's like the minor leagues of the NBA?
The G League?
There you go. Yeah, it's like that version. of Quizzlemania. We'll have other podcasters on. I think we're going to have, I want to say TC maybe from Young Kings Wrestling. I think he'll be on the first episode. And then we're hoping to have other pro wrestling podcasters and creators on the show too as well. If you are listening to the show and you're interested in being on it, go ahead and DM me at The Kai Tai Show or Vince at SES Vince or our show channel at SmackDown's Pod. Just DM one of those accounts. Let us know you're interested on being on this. We've already ran a dry run, and it was super fun. Were you on it, Seb?
Yeah.
When we did the dress rehearsal.
I my points when my internet went out for 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's true. We did kind of like a dress rehearsal, and it went over very well, man. Vince put some hard work into this. It was a ton of fun. So tune in Tuesday for SmackDown Presents Game Night. All right, man, let's get into SmackDown.
Let's do it.
What'd you think of the opening segment?
I liked it.
Well, talk us through what happened first.
Okay. Well, okay, sorry, my daughter came in. I didn't know she was coming to me or Mama. Damus comes out, and commentary immediately plugs it. He's bringing a doctor, some security. I thought it was a table at first, but I don't know exactly what you'd call it.
Yeah, I thought they were bringing out a different contract signing table. It's like he didn't like the one in the ring.
Yeah, he's like, fuck that table. Didn't know what was going on. Even commentary was like, this is supposed to be a regular contract signing. Jeff comes out unfazed, really. He just comes out and does his regular, stick. Goes in the ring, and he basically asks Sheamus what's going on. Or, I'm sorry, he tells Renee it don't matter what's going on, he can handle it. Sheamus pretty much says that he talked management into ordering a drug test for Jeff, or he will not have the match with Jeff due to fear of unsafety. He, the usual junkie,
Yeah, I just called him a junkie, some tasteless insults.
And, look, I get it. I get that. But Sheamus's work in this segment, to me, was outstanding. Like, so far in this, Sheamus is that heel that you want to see get his ass kicked.
Oh, he's truly
doing it very well. Yes, he's doing it very well. So, but anyway, Jeff agrees, does the test. And if you watch back in, I think it was 06, there's a segment very similar. Vince McMahon and Shawn Michaels. It was pretty much the same script. There was some different stuff, but of course it ended with it's better to be pissed on and pissed off. He throws the pee all over Sheamus. Sheamus just goes around the ring, throwing a fit, flips the table, taking the shirt off.
My favorite part in all of this was there was clearly at least 2 to 3 security guards behind Sheamus that definitely also got hit with pee. Didn't budge. Just completely no-sold the pee. Like,
I have nerves of steel, dude, isn't that?
Huh?
Security guards gotta have nerves of steel. Like, piss don't bother them.
Like, oh yeah, pee doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
like, oh my god, it was.
But no, I really like this. I've enjoyed this Jeff Hardy story. I know for a lot of people they find this controversial. Some even offended. I don't personally feel that way.
No, I don't. I'm not offended by it.
For me, if Jeff is okay with this, and like I said when it first started, Jeff is a guy that it wouldn't surprise me if he was the one that pitched this sort of thing. But if Jeff is okay with it, he's the only one to me that can change any of this. For me, as a viewer, I'm just here trying to enjoy the story, and it's working for me.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally agree with you. After the words, we cut backstage, and Sheamus is in the bathroom washing himself off, and the doctor who conducted the test, because if you weren't aware, before Jeff threw the pee, the doctor had a special instant result strip. The doctor comes in and informs Sheamus that Jeff is clean. He passed the drug test. And I think it dawned on that point on Sheamus that the reason why he was soaked in someone else's pee was entirely his fault. Man, it was hilarious. Did you notice that during the segment, actually in the ring, that the doctor was like playing heel. Like he was playing into Sheamus's like emotions and everything, and I was like, man, like, when are doctors sitting there gloating about hoping another person's dirty? Like I didn't understand it, but it was a very small like minor touch that I could have like not noticed and have been fine. But the doctor was definitely playing heel, like, which is kind of odd to me.
Was I muted right there?
Oh yeah, I didn't hear anything you said.
Okay, my daughter was getting into stuff. I was trying to get on the
No,
Wi-Fi.
I noticed you. If you're not watching the YouTube version, you can clearly see Sebastian trying to talk to somebody off screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to yell at my wife at the other end of the place. So, yeah,
man. So we already did predictions, which you guys go ahead over to YouTube or on our other podcast, check it out. It's the greatest predictions ever with me, Vince, and Rob. But since you weren't on them, Sebastian, who's winning this match at Backlash, Sheamus or Jeff?
I gotta say Jeff. The way the story's been told, and like I said, it just makes you want to see Sheamus get his ass hit. I think that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
With the story, it makes more sense with the babyface actually getting some retribution. So.
Right. Remember, it is WWE we're talking about here. They are petty, and Jeff's brother is a huge person in AEW now. So
true, but with this type of story, I feel like the only way they can go as what they try to be is Jeff coming out on top.
You'd hope so, man. Next up, actually a very touching sight. Kofi and Big E kneeling before their tag team match in the ring with their fist up in the air. Very, very touching. Obviously in tune with Black Lives Matter movement and all the oppression that is sweeping the headlines as of lately. So it was a nice scene there. The tag match, however, though, very forgettable in my opinion. Cesaro and Shinsuke pick up a win over the New Day after Nakamura got his knees up when Kofi went for a splash, allowing Nakamura to roll up one half of the tag team champs for the victory. Is this the stalest championship run for the New Day? It feels like these titles are an afterthought right now on SmackDown.
It probably is. It's not really their fault, though.
They were building up the Forgotten Sons. Then you had all that controversy with Jax and Riker.
That plus the Usos being
injured.
Out. The
Heavy
same
Machinery
time,
is wrapped up in a singles push for Otis.
And WWE didn't see. I mean, I'm sure if they saw the other stuff coming, they might have went a different way to keep Heavy Machinery in a tag title run. But they didn't see none of that coming, especially the Forgotten Sons controversy. So it's not really New Day's fault. There's just not a lot on the totem pole for them.
And you know what feels even more odd? All the other tag teams, none of them are interested in the titles. And the team that just beat the New Day is probably the biggest, I hate to use the term here, but like the biggest jobbers on SmackDown, being Nakamura and Cesaro, getting pinned every other week. And they just pinned your tag team champs.
Now,
it's just a mess.
Cesaro can beat Gulak, all right? He does not job.
We did the wrestling math, okay? Yeah, we did this.
He does not lose to everyone. But, no, it's definitely
the tag team title scene is probably the weakest on SmackDown right now.
Yeah, no doubt. And to be honest, man, Cesaro and Nakamura and a New Day could be a heck of a feud. I mean, that's my first thought after this match. I can get into a feud if they decide to go that way.
If you actually build them back up, make them credible, get some of those classic tag team matches like we were getting with the New Day and the Usos all during, 2016 or something like that?
And Cesaro was part of that too, the bar. I mean.
Hell yeah. I hate to say it selfishly, I really wish the bar would reunite. Because I feel like that was Sheamus and Cesaro's best work. Although Sheamus is doing good. Like, objectively, Sheamus is doing fine right now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So this segment, I was going to let you do it, but I'm sorry, man. But this segment genuinely made me laugh. Tucky's back on SmackDown, and he's helping Otis get in tune with his senses. And So you see Otis blindfolded, and Tucky like rings a bell. Then he like wafts some burgers in front of Otis, and Otis is like identifying all of these senses. And then Mandy Rose enters frame and kisses Otis, who mistakes it for Tucky. And he's like, and just Otis's reaction was priceless. He's like, I appreciate the motivation, Tucky. And then of course Mandy Rose reveals that it was her. But oh man, I got a big chuckle out of that. Tucker was trying to convince Otis that tonight might be the night that he should cash in his Money in the Bank, because they'll be teaming up with Braun Strowman, and you know they might have the odds in their favor. This is cut off by Sheamus and Jeff Hardy brawling in the back. They get separated, and that's pretty much the end of that for that segment, honestly. But just the sight of Tucker or Otis mistaking a kiss from Mandy Rose as Tucky kissing him genuinely made me laugh. I thought that was funny.
Okay.
Yeah. So obviously, the highlight of the week, Seb, Mr. AJ Styles of Podcast and Sebastian, your match against Daniel Bryan.
It's a workout.
Oh my gosh, man.
Man, this match had everything. If you're one of them people that just like moves out of nowhere, you know, type things, I mean, you had the Daniel Bryan's knees countered into a Styles Clash. You had technical. You had them working on each other's body parts in a very psychology
driven.
Yeah, in a way.
I got you, bud.
Bryan kind of going against AJ's arm to prevent like the forearm. AJ working on Bryan's arm to prevent the yes lock. I mean, just really well done all the way.
Yeah, I can't really add anything to it, man. This was just an incredible match. The action spoke for itself. Obviously, if you missed it,
minutes, something like that. I mean, it was.
Yeah, the match felt like an Iron Man match. It had to have gone for over a half hour, especially when you factor in commercials.
At least 40 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, if you did not watch this match, go back. If you didn't watch SmackDown, go back and watch this match. We have to spoil it for you because it's a recap show. AJ Styles did win the match after Daniel Bryan went for the running knee, and Styles caught him into a Styles Clash and then followed it up with the phenomenal forearm. AJ Styles is the Intercontinental Champion. Brief interview afterwards. He goes on to say he's the best champion in WWE, and honestly, it's hard to argue against him. Styles is just one of those people that, with a singles title, feels huge. And with this match, the Intercontinental Championship, I think, it easily trumps the world title on SmackDown. No offense to Braun, but after watching this, no one's going to give a damn about Braun Strowman matches for the world title. They're going to be interested in watching that Intercontinental Championship get defended.
Yeah, I mean, AJ's just a top-notch worker, man. He can work with absolutely anybody, any style, any size. You go back to watch his stuff with Brock. I mean, it ain't just little guys he can work with.
Yeah.
Just a really, really good SmackDown. I was thinking earlier about top matches of SmackDown. I'd say this is at least top 10.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's hard to deny. My memory's shit, so I have a hard time trying to go back into my memory to compare it to other matches. But
in this match, there's moments where you really feel for kind of WWE, like writers and stuff. It's interesting because we go for these weekly shows, right? And we call them bad shows because there's nothing interesting. But once they give us something like this, it's, man, they should do that on a pay-per-view.
Yeah. So
and then here's the thing: if it was on pay-per-view, this wouldn't have been a 40-minute match. It would have been a 12 to 15-minute match with way less because it having 9 other matches on it. So there's really no way to please everybody, man. I realized this going through my newsfeed at this time. It was just
what about the greater
top-notch stuff. Guys.
I accidentally triggered the greater good bit by mistake. I hit the wrong button.
I know, just top-notch stuff, man.
Yeah.
You just can't please everybody.
No, absolutely, man. It was really, really good.
I mean, they have stuff like this every week on SmackDown. I'm watching SmackDown.
So I love the jokes that I saw on Twitter immediately following it, and it was like gifs saying like Orton and Edge watching this match, and it's them screaming because obviously their match is being billed as the greatest match ever, and it's like, dude, how do you top this? It's gonna be a long time before you can top this match. The other thing that I saw, if there was any criticism to give this match, I heard from people was that the commercial breaks, which there was plenty, they went through easily 4 or 5 commercial breaks. Four. Did kind of take people out of the match. Myself too at times. I got distracted by the commercial. I was like, oh, I'll look at my phone for a minute. Commercial ends, but I'm still distracted by my phone for another couple minutes.
It'd be really cool.
I'm really intrigued to go back and watch this without the commercial breaks.
I would love for WWE to use their network with stuff like this. And if you have a long TV match like that, put it on the network like 2 weeks later or something, the full thing.
Yeah, I think it will be. I wonder what their thing is, because I know SmackDown and Raw replays on the network are delayed because I think of their deal with Hulu.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go, I actually seen it yesterday because I was binge watching back in, you know how I am. But the last Raw that is on there right now is when Becky retired the belt, and that's been a month now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is I think that Raw and SmackDown are delayed by like a month or so.
But, with them doing the 3 tiers and stuff, that would be something they could use to make people want to go up and not just use the 3 thing.
Well, like I said, I think it's literally due to Hulu. I think I think it's because Hulu has rights of, or since Hulu airs it the day after, I think that's like a deal that's cut, is they obviously don't want WWE to air the same episode and be direct competition. So Hulu's probably got it in a contract saying like...
I completely understand that, but like 3-4 weeks later or something, put the full match on there. I mean, just something extra.
Yeah, no, that's true. Just feature the match. You don't even have to feature the show, just feature the match. Yeah. Something that didn't need to be featured, was the Sasha and Bayley celebration. This honestly, whoever followed this match was going to have a tough time, but this was just kind of like dull. Although I will say, during the entrance when Bayley and Sasha trolled Michael Cole, that got me. Because Michael Cole was wearing like the Boss Time rings, and then they had him put on the shades, and they acted like they were going to do a selfie with him on Michael Cole's phone, but then they kept blocking him out of the picture. I thought that was genuinely funny.
I don't know, man. I didn't hate it. I'm just really.
It was a nothing segment, though. It was, besides that, it was a nothing segment.
Well, I don't know. I really like Bayley's promos. I feel like Bayley's heel promos. When she first turned, I never thought she'd be able to get out of her face character. But she's, as a heel, man, she makes you dislike her.
She said she was going to read a poem, but right before she read the poem, Alexa Bliss and Nicky Cross came out. They got in the ring. Shortly into them talking trash to each other, the Iconics appear on the Titantron, oddly on the Raw set. And they're cutting a promo, all leading towards the triple threat tag match at Backlash. But it ends with Iconics telling Bayley and Sasha not to turn their backs on Alexa Bliss and Nicky Cross, who promptly attack them at that point, throw them out the ring, segment's over. Nothing's really accomplished, in my opinion, outside of just reminding you, hey, there's a match this weekend. But that's the purpose of promos anyways. I'm
pretty intrigued by this match, though. Not results-wise. I feel like Bayley and Sasha winning is,
that's your pick.
Far more likely, than anything else. Unless, they do the turn, and that's, possible, I guess.
You want to know who I picked? Who? You got to tune into the predictions episode we shot for that.
But, man, I actually called this match getting added on when I was on with Queen's Takeover.
Oh, yeah?
But just the real history between it with the Iconics, the one beating Sasha and Bayley, and all of it together and all that. I'm just really intrigued. And Peyton Royce has really been good in ring the last couple of weeks in her matches. So
I've never had an issue with the Iconics in the ring. I've never thought they were like the best, But I thought they look and act like a legitimate tag team in the ring. Afterwards, after the segment, Miz and Morrison are interviewed backstage. Normally I wouldn't involve this, but it was actually kind of funny because it was with Kayla Braxton, who last week they inadvertently dumped a bucket of slime on. They go to unveil their new music video, but it's cut off by Braun Strowman's new intro where it's the same music, but it's got like this train video package beforehand. They're really leaning into this like Monster Express gimmick thing, whatever. It ain't doing it for me.
Yeah.
I can't tell if you've unmuted yourself yet.
I have.
Okay.
Sorry, my kids are a little more lively than they usually are.
You're good. I was just trying to fill the airwaves while I watched you like yell at your children.
I was kind of at the life too. But no, you were talking about Braun, right?
Yeah, but really quick. Besides his new intro, that wasn't it. Theory. Do you think, because the Miz and Morrison went to debut a new music video, which is obviously going to be on Twitter and online at this point. Do you think it was actually intended to air, but then got cut for time, probably due to the Bryan and Styles match, or do you think it was always intended to be cut off by Braun Strowman's entrance? I think they intended on airing it. I think they intended on airing it.
I say the Braun thing, but it would not shock me at all if that's what.
Yeah, I think they intended on airing it, but they just didn't have the time to get it on the show. They could have just cut off the Sasha and Bailey celebration, and bam, would have been there. I promise you, it would have been funnier. My bad. I really love Bailey. I have nothing against her or Sasha. Just the segment felt so freaking soulless to me.
They're definitely going to have a first festival of friendship eventually.
Miz and Morrison?
No, Sasha and Bailey.
Oh, Sasha and Bailey. Yeah. You saw that before the main event took place. It was announced the King of Bros, Matt Riddle, debuts next week. You know, I don't think I've watched but maybe like one Matt Riddle match. I hate to say it, because I don't watch NXT outside of their takeovers.
Yeah, I get that. And by the way, I talked about like Twitter earlier. People are wanting immediately Matt Riddle to face AJ at SummerSlam.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like I don't get that. Okay, if they take the belt off AJ in a month, people are going to be like, well, yeah, it's going to be flip-flopping the IC title like always. You're not going to build the belt back up like that. But if Riddle loses, you're burying him already. Like, I just...
That's the thing, though, is people are so distrusting of the NXT call-ups now, or call-overs, however you want to word it. They're so distrusting because we've seen so many guys called from NXT and just instantly do nothing with them.
I don't want Matt Riddle to do nothing. Don't get me wrong, I like Matt Riddle, but I don't want him to go automatically jump into a title feud where he's probably going to lose his match.
I've been talking to a couple people that I spoke to, because I told them, I said, look, I don't know if he's going to translate well, and this is just me speculating. I'm not saying this is gospel. But the reaction I got was almost like it's impossible for him to fail on main roster. Was some of the feedback I was getting. They're like, between how much management likes him on top of just his overall talent, they're like, oh yeah, no, he's destined for greatness no matter what. And I was like, dude, I don't know, man.
I wouldn't say like he can't fail, and that's not really knocking his in-ring thing or in-ring stuff. It's just backstage, you know, a lot of people say Matt Riddle rubs people the wrong way. I mean, Matt Riddle could get in his own way, and I hope that's not the case. I'm a fan of the guy, but I would like him not to, you know, lose his first big feud. I'd want him to get with somebody that he will probably win. His first couple feuds, actually, I wouldn't mind seeing him win. I don't want him to eat a loss right off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll have to wait and see. It comes up next week. The main event, ain't gonna lie, it's it's the only other match we got outside of. Holy shit! This was only. Oh, this was a 3 match. Okay, yeah, because he had the tag team. I was about to say, was it only 2 matches? Yeah. So this match, it was what it was. It didn't really serve no purpose. It just kind of left you wondering like what twists and turns might happen, but ultimately nothing did. You had Otis and Tucker with Braun Strowman taking on Miz, Morrison, and Ziggler. During the match, Corbin appears on the Tron. He approaches Mandy Rose backstage, which pulls Otis away from the match, and who attacks Braun Strowman backstage, leaving Tucker to get and Braun outnumbered, and ultimately Tucker is the one who takes the majority of the beating. However, really it was for nothing because Otis reemerged with Mandy Rose just in time to save the day. He gets tagged in. A couple moves later, Otis is pinning, I think, Ziggler? No, not Ziggler. Who did he pin? Miz. I want to say Miz. He pinned him with an elbow drop. It wasn't a big deal. There was stuff they could have done. You could have had Corbin come out, interfere in the match, or you could have had maybe a tease of Otis cashing in on Strowman, but it was just straightforward. That was the story, and that's what closed out SmackDown. Honestly, SmackDown knew what they were dealing with. They were like, this is going to be AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan's show. Let's not go too heavy in anything else, I guess.
I don't know, man. Like, first of all, there was kind of some seeds playing. Okay, months ago when Corbin first won and came in the ring, and a couple months later, I always thought it would be a cool concept to have Queen Mandy. Like, I thought she'd fit that role perfectly. And they kind of planned that. I don't think it's going to happen, but they planned it. And who knows? Because everybody keeps waiting on Mandy to turn anyway.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Dude, she's like ultimate face right now.
Yeah.
Like, she is.
Otis left
Tucker.
the match, left Tucker to go save Mandy.
Again.
So there's 2 things planted there. So it wasn't as paint by the numbers as, we really said there. There's things planted.
You think we're going to get a match between Otis and Corbin at Backlash announced last second?
I predicted that on the Queen's Takeover as well.
Listen to you, man.
And 2 matches, the triple threat, the Otis and Corbin because of the non-finish last week, and Rollins and Aleister Black.
Got you. But overall, even though I kind of was like, I pooed on some of the stuff, I would say surprisingly the first half of the show is what really carried the show, I think, in my opinion. The opening segment wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be, and in some aspects I'll even say it was good, although I probably could have done without it, but it is just personal taste there. And then, like I said, the touching image of Kofi and Big E kneeling, the classic we got, Styles and Bryan. Like I said, I still laughed. Otis thinking Tucker kissed him. It was good, man. The first half really carried me through the second half of the show. But you could have cut the show after AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. You could have been like, go home. And like that would have been it.
No Sonya tonight. I think this is the first episode of SmackDown we had without Sonya in a while.
Ah, shit, I didn't even notice. Didn't she just lose to... Who'd she lose to last week?
Lacey Evans' best match on the main roster.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was Lacey Evans' best match so far to date. Maybe Sonya Deville's, too. Yeah, man. It was good. Nice, like I said, nice bite-sized, breezy. Kind of like our show tonight. We did about 30 minutes. That's fine. No reason to drag it on. I don't really have any questions, but we didn't anticipate too many live viewers tonight.
No, it's a Friday, man. I mean, a lot of people watch SmackDown the next day. It's just
not to mention, with a lot of places reopening, people are probably going out, too.
And two, I mean, if you look at the ratings for the last, 3 weeks, news is dominating. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
Just how it is.
That is what it is. I'll say one thing, though, that you guys, since we got a little bit of time, I'll plug one more thing that I'm really happy for, and I think you guys should go check them out, and that is the show Putting You Over, which is on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. This guy, his name is The Standing Streamer. I've guest I've been a guest on his show, and so has Rob was recently on there last night. And he's great, man. This guy, he interviews wrestlers, other podcasters. He shoots the breeze with his guests, just talking about pretty much anything that they're interested in talking about. And it's a lot of fun. And he has a really cool active chat room on Twitch. So if there's one cool thing that you can do taking away from this, besides checking out the Synergy pay-per-view on Fight TV, is also check out Putting You Over on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
And also, I mentioned it a couple times today, go check out Coins Takeover. I was on there last week doing Backlash predictions. It's a fun little group. Go check them out.
Man. We might as well just put everyone over. Who else can we plug? Young Kings Wrestling Podcast. Go check them out. Huh?
Me? I mean, you got to put me over.
We gotta put Sebastian over. Hey, while you're on Pornhub, check out our friend's show, the Smackin' It Raw podcast. Matt Riddle, Matt Ritter, not Matt Riddle. He's doing that. If you don't like watching the daily recaps that we do, Matt Ritter is on there every Friday night, recapping the whole week's worth of wrestling. That's a good one to check out. Who else, man? Who else can we put over right now? Who's our buddy? The Botched what? He just got his show back up and running. Unfortunately, his show went down after the pandemic happened. The Botched Finish. Yeah, he just got up and running. Check him out too. Him and his buddies. They record on site, and once everybody went into lockdown, they couldn't anymore. So. But we reached out to him and was like, hey, man, we do all this stuff remotely. How about you guest on our show? And apparently he took that inspiration to get his stuff back up and running. So that's really cool. Yeah, I think I'm out of people to plug, man. I think I am. I really am. Yeah, no, that's it for now. I guess I can't plug no more other people. Save time when you're watching all these guys too to come back and watch us. That's
we're
for
going
sure.
to take up advertisement spots now.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna soundbite this and send it off to all these guys. But all right. So back to watching us. Make sure you tune in Sunday after Backlash and watch us covering it live. I don't even know who I'm doing it with yet.
Possibly me.
Yeah, I think it should be you. But. Yeah, it was good, man. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I'm sure Backlash will be a fun show. I'm sure it will be.
Yes, it really depends on if my first day of my new job's Monday. If it is, then I'll probably need to go to bed that night.
Yeah. It's okay, man. It'll be all right.
My sleep schedule is fucked. I've been unemployed for like 4 months now because of COVID. And now I stay up to 4 or 5 every morning. So.
Rob in the chat is preparing Vince. He was saying, because Vince is watching, like I said, Toy Story 4. And Rob's telling him, like, I wasn't ready for the ending. And Vince is giving him, like, the shush emoji, so it's his first time watching. Vince is totally going to cry.
Yeah, he's going to ball his eyes out.
Yeah, man. Those Toy Story movies get you. They get you, man. You'd be a grown man. You'd be there sobbing. But, yeah, let's get out of here, man. Let's get out of here. Thank you guys for joining us. Until next time, y'all have a good one.
See ya.